Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakodash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the whole field elect out there. Salakia. You Akim, there's a Dakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shimon. This week's topic is going to be entitled, He's Bugged Out. And what inspired me to call this lesson He's Bugged Out was there was a brother that used to listen. I can't even call him a brother anymore like that. I mean, look, I was cool with this dude. We played football together. You know what I mean? Guy was extremely talented. I'm not going to put his face up there or whatever like that up there. I was thinking about it, but I was like, he's not coming against GMS, but the guy is completely bugged out. But pretty much about like 7 years ago, he was in the audience. And I remember I got really excited because I ain't seen him in a couple years. And, you know, just to find out that, you know, he's listening to Great Millstone. He's like, yeah, I'm watching the videos and he's calling the name Yahweh Shine. All that, I was just so happy. Because I'm like, man, I knew this guy in the world. We played football together. He was always so humble. Very massive dude, big guy. Like I said, this guy had the talent, the physique, and everything to play at the professional level, and he turned it down. Literally, like, turned it down, and, you know, he pretty much said that's a waste of time. So I was like, man, that takes a lot of faith right there for a man to say, you know, to turn down a whole bunch of money, to teach. So okay, I mean, I've seen it before, but it's, you know, I'm like, all right, that's a beautiful thing. After that, you know, he stopped coming out, but he was like doing shows, calling on the name of the Lord and everything, but he just wasn't. He didn't come over to the other side of the audience. Fast forward maybe another couple years, my brother had found his page and was like, yo, you remember this guy? I said, yo, yeah, I know this brother personally, man. And we were looking at his videos. Now he's talking about reptilians and grays and just crazy shit. You know, one of the other priests know him really well, and we just like, damn, you know. And we started thinking about like the Ethiopian eunuch. How he said to Philip, how can I learn this unless one teaches me? And that's the main culprit a lot of times with guys who become bugged out. They deviate from a teacher. They deviate from a guide. And this book is not a book where you can open up and learn on your own. Stop doing that. Don't do that. Don't try to be your own teacher, or, you know what, I've learned and love now, surpass my apostles. And then you're going to quote King David, I know no more than my teachers and all. Don't take that fucking path, man. It just always leads to a bugged out road, you know? Time and time again, in this truth, so far, I've been in the Lord willing I remain to the end. It just never fails, man. It never fails. A guy becomes his own teacher, he rebels, he bucks up. A couple years, you don't see him no more. But guess what? The apostles, the elders, the men of Great Millstone continue on. You know? So who's the Lord really with? But yeah, man, the guy is completely bugged out. And at the end of the day, I can't even be emotional about it. You know, I'm not emotional about it at all, because Proverbs 16:1, the heart, the preparation of the heart and the answer of the tongue in man is of the Lord. So it's up to the Most High what a man does. You know, you don't want to see it. You know, you much rather do, you know, come on this side, and at least that way you can say, yo, I knew this brother before the truth, and we was, you know, he was always this way, that way. You know what I mean? Good things, but, you know, unless by miracle this man repents of that, that's his lot. You know, that's his lot, man. It just reminded me of that video too I did a couple months back, about my sister's brother, that he got heavy into the scriptures, and he was asking very inquisitive questions. He was being a skeptic a lot of the mainstream bullshit that they teach, and we were going into it, but his main thing was he would sit on that couch and try to break down scriptures on his own. And I would always tell him, bro, you need a teacher, you need some sort of guide, you need people with experience. You know, and that's anything in society. You don't just pick it up and do it. You always have to get trained. right? You go on a job site, you get trained. You go to school to learn. All right? You try to master anything, you must be trained on this equipment before you can use the equipment. Same thing with these scriptures, man. Hey, why you think the apostles, when we come in, you can't do shows on your own, man. You have to have a brother that's seasoned with you. All right? That goes down to doing things in decency and in order. You see? When you just start throwing up videos with nobody overseeing you and just winging shit, all right, becomes out of order. You see? The Most High humbled me a couple years ago too. I had to just make sure I was on point with the scriptures, But that's a good thing, That's a good lesson right there. To make sure that you're not going off. When we do the camps, which you always see each camp as a brother that's been seasoned, that we all watching each other, all making sure that we all on point, because 1 Corinthians 1:10 says we have to be in one mind. See? One mind. Right? And we are in one mind. That's how come no matter, this is GMS New York, you can watch GMS Hawaii, you can watch GMS LA, GMS Kansas, Baton Rouge, Carolinas, you name it, Baltimore. We're global, man. England, UK, right? We're all going to teach the same thing. We're all going to break down the scriptures the same way, because that's what the Lord commanded. I tried my best again. Voice is starting to give out on me. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashib Yahweh Shah, Bashir Makakudash, the blessed of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to all for the life out there. You Akim says a document that do this thing that most truth and sincerity. Shalom.